Loved by the liberal parties the world over, George Soros is despised just as much by the conservatives. A man who's smack at the center of most internet intrigues gave a statement that was labeled anti-India by the ruling dispensation almost immediately. Speaking at the Munich Security Conference, the billionaire spoke on the recent Hindenburg-Adani fiasco. Soros said,
Adani is accused of stock manipulation and his stock collapsed like a house of cards. Modi is silent on the subject, but he will have to answer questions from foreign investors and in Parliament. This will significantly weaken Modi's stranglehold on India's federal government and open the door to push for much-needed institutional reforms. I may be naive, but I expect a democratic revival in India.
The ruling dispensation was quick to respond. Union Minister Smriti Irani called his statement a declaration to destroy India's democratic processes.
A man who broke the Bank of England, a man who is known and designated so by a nation as an economic war criminal, has now pronounced his desire to break the Indian democracy.
This raises a few questions. First and foremost, who is George Soros? What's his interest in India? And the answer will depend on who you choose to ask. Forbes magazine described him as the most generous giver, but the conservatives refer to him as the man who broke the Bank of England. A Hungarian by birth, George Soros was born in a Jewish family in Budapest before the beginning of the Second World War in 1930. But by 1936, things had got so bad for the Jews in Hungary that his family decided to adopt the Soros last name. That's right, Soros is a made-up last name his family chose to escape the anti-Semitic atmosphere much before the occupation of Hungary by Nazi Germany. By 1947, Soros moved to UK. He went on to study at the London School of Economics, where he got his bachelor's and master's degree in philosophy. He finished his studies by 1954. Early in his career, he started working for merchant banks before he started dabbling in the hedge fund business, the one thing that helped him earn a fortune later in life. Proceeds from his first hedge fund Double Eagle allowed him to start Soros Fund Management. Double Eagle was later renamed Quantum Fund. He's also known as the man who broke the Bank of England. During the 1992 Black Wednesday UK currency crisis, betting against UK's currency, he shorted pound sterling, which earned him a whopping $1 billion in profits, that too in 1992. Heavily inspired by his LSE professor Karl Popper, who says societies can only flourish when they allow for democratic governance, freedom of expression, and respect for individual rights, the ostensible core of the Open Society Foundations. Something that inspired Soros to use his massive wealth to start Open Society Foundations, which is a network of foundations, partners, and projects spread over more than 100 countries, according to the Open Foundation Society website. George Soros has massive wealth and excessive influence. His interest in India is not recent either. This is not the first time he has said something against the Modi government. In 2020, speaking about the frightening rise of nationalism in India, Soros had said, "The biggest and most frightening setback occurred in India, where a democratically elected Narendra Modi is creating a Hindu nationalist state, imposing punitive measures on Kashmir, a semi-autonomous Muslim region, and threatening to deprive millions of Muslims of their citizenship." In days to come, we will bring you more on the controversies and conspiracies the name George Soros has been a part of. Do like and share the video, and please subscribe to the channel.